Welcome back, everybody, to SPANK'UM Chess. I am B Hood, and this video is concerning when you play the Italian game, which is my personal favorite from the white side of the board. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about when your opponent plays when your opponent jumps to his knight into d4. Okay, let's get into it. Before we get into today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hit that like button, pound that subscribe bell to get instant notifications, and leave a comment, because every comment and every notification, every subscription means a lot to me. So please go ahead and hit that, and let's get to it. E4, E5, knight to F3. This is the king's pawn opening. Knight to C6 and bishop to C4. This is the start of the Italian game. You have the Miami variation, Giocchio piano line, and a couple of other variations, but this is generally the start. Most likely the first opening that people have learned in the game. My opponent goes knight to D4. Now in the Italian game with bishop to C4, you have a lot of the different options would be bishop to C5, knight to, which is going to start the Giocchio piano line, knight to F6, which is the two knights defense, D6, or even G6. These are the particular starting lines, and even your opponent could go knight to A6, A5 to get attacking the bishop. Okay, my opponent chooses to go knight to D4. Knight to D4, it's an okay move. It's lightweight, a weakening move, because he has weakened this pawn here. Of course, he'll get it back, but he'll have a nice knight in the center of the board. Instead, I choose to just go ahead and castle on the king side. He chooses to capture my knight on F3. I capture back. Now I'm threatening the pawn on F7. He goes F5. Now that is a blunder.
You stupid fuck!
Queen to E7, protecting, so I don't get the check. So I go ahead and capture the knight. It's a free knight. It's a free knight. F takes F4, and I drop it back. Now this was the wrong move to do here. Because now he's going to be able to apply pressure and advance. You want to keep your opponent from advancing, but he advances. C6, capture the pawn back on E4, and he goes D5. So now if I go bishop to F3, which they say is a correct move, I made an inaccuracy, bishop to F3, then what would happen is bishop to F3, what would happen is I go here. He's most likely going to possibly advance, continue to expand in the center, but I get my rook into the middle of the board, and he cannot capture back, and the game continues. However, I say, okay, I'm up a piece. So now I just give the piece back plus 2 pawns. Boom. He goes bishop to D6, threatening my queen. First, I call a check. I just call a check just to get him to move his pieces around, as I was attacking the pawn on B7. He goes king to F7. So now he wants to get his king in there, but as you can see, when you look at his pieces here, when you look at this, is bottling him up. His king only has one move, and that is this square here, and that'll limit the use of his other bishop. I mean, his other rook.
So Balbo is so predictable and stupid. The man comes straight ahead. He's tailor-made for me.
So I grab the free piece. Now he's trying to open it up so he can get his bishop into the game. As you can see, he wants to get his bishop into the game, so he's advancing pieces, and his rooks will be connected. So I go knight to C3, getting my pieces in the game. And as you can see, I have a huge pawn advantage. He goes bishop to D6. I get another check, and instead he keeps his rooks connected, which was a good idea. He goes G6. I grab another check, and there it is. There is another bad move. Bishop to F5. Bishop to F5. I personally believe that he should have moved his king onto G7 and opened it all up.
Who gives a fuck what you think?
But he didn't do that. So instead, boom, right there. That's a weakening move. I see that his bishop and his king are lined up. So I see a simple threat can make it very easy. Very, very, very easy. Rook F to H8. So now I know that he still cannot move that piece. So I had to give myself another advancing move and opening up my pieces. So I go D6. I mean D3. So that frees up my dark square bishop, and I'm still attacking that pawn. I mean that bishop. So now he moves that rook yet again.
I run every kind of bitch, every kind of place, and I know one thing.
Gain the advantage here. I capture. He was looking for this discover attack, the discover check, which is fine. That's no big deal. I easily slide out of the way. Now he's under more and more pressure.
No other game is run so disorganized.
Queen to queen to e6. Queen to e6 was a weakening move because now I get another free pawn. Queen captures on b7, and he steps his king up. He steps the king up. Now it's getting worse and worse and worse. He's bringing his king closer to the center of the board, which is not a good idea.
You stupid fuck!
Check. Knight to d5 check. Right here. It's a mate in 4 in this position right here. It's a mate in 4 in this position right here. Although I didn't do it in 4, the key move would have been was the move here is here. Boom. This is going to end the game rather quickly from at this point on. It's going to end the game rather quickly from this point on. From this point on, because that's going to force him to bring the bishop over. I capture. He can only go here. Boom, check. You know, he's going to lose the piece and the game ultimately. But I go, unfortunately, me being greedy after this weakening move I did, knight to f4.
Say what?
You see the evaluation bar drop back down. The evaluation bar dropped back down because now I give the piece back. Bishop captures on f4. Now my bishop is in the game. Both my rooks are connected. However, now all of our rooks are connected. I'm only up a piece and a couple of pawns. I'm up a piece and a couple of pawns. He's got scattered pawns all over the place. I have a nice pawn chain that could be developed here. These pawns here are all connected here. It'll be a fight, but he had some chances. He had some chances. Let's see what he does. Now he's moved that rook 3 different times. He's probably looking to try to stack up, bring the rook over here, get me out of the way, bring his rook over here, and develop some sort of attack because my king is stuck in the corner.
Well,
However,
I respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision.
However, it doesn't last long. Rook to g1 check. Look at that. Only move there and pow. Right there, checkmate. Right there, checkmate. What is the lesson in this that we learned today, ladies and gentlemen?
Let's take you whooping like a man.
So with that, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on the video, and be sure to watch my other videos on the Sicilian and the Nimzovich defense. Until next time, this is SPANK'UM Chess. I am B Hood. Peace. Hi-yow. Here we go again. Dynamic and tactical game. A3. And now, here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to SPANK'UM Chess. I am B Hood.